everybody. Now today's topic is about gemstones. Now before I start this topic, let me inform you we could not actually upload the new video last week because we were extremely busy with the cases of Navratras, and in fact let me tell you that I'm not very sure and I cannot promise that whether we will be able to upload the video, a new video next week also, because of the Diwali cases that we've been actually loaded with. So I thought of making up a quick video about gemstones because this was another topic that you people wanted to know about and clarify a lot of doubts about gemstones, whether gemstones work or whether gemstones do not work. Now since there's a lot of confusion about gemstones, whether they work or they are just fake remedies in the astrological section, so today here I will be clearing the facts about gemstones as to do they work or they do not work, and if they work, under what conditions they will be working for each individual in a different manner. Now first of all, the answer to the question whether gemstones work or do not work is that yes, gemstones work. Now however, the trick out here is, or the twist or the catch out here is, that what are the conditions under which gemstones will actually show a positive effect or any transformation in one's life. Now here is the point where people get exploited. Here is the point where people are not able to understand the theme behind it, and in fact the people who are selling gemstones these days has become a very big business in India and abroad also. And I see that so many tele-shopping channels and the telemarketing channels, they show, especially in the Indian scenario I'm talking about, that they show these, that there are typical gemstones for one particular planet, which is true, but the way they portray is that we have activated these gemstones, we have done certain amount of prayers on them and activated those gemstones, and you can actually order those gemstones. I mean, randomly you can just order those gemstones from the television channel, and they will reach to you in number of 5 or 6 business days, and you just wear them on a typical day which belongs to that planet, and you will have great effects. I mean, you will start getting money, you will start getting success in your relationships, your career, everything. Now this is actually which is not true. This is actually not true. Let me repeat this, and please don't fall for such traps. That is the reason today I'm here to clarify the doubts as to people claim that gemstones do not work. There's a lot of debate going on the internet. There are a lot of videos where people claim that gemstones do not work. Some say gemstones work. So there's a lot of confusion. So as I said, that don't fall for that particular statement that buying things from the telemarketing channels, because the kind of transformation that one person looks for when you're actually spending a good amount on gemstones is not the kind of transformation that you will be getting with the kind of gemstone I just mentioned, the criteria of buying those gemstones. So that is one. Do not fall for telemarketing channels, and when randomly in a bulk for sun signs, when they say that if you're a Gemini you have to wear this particular gemstone, if you're a Scorpion you have to wear this kind of a gemstone. No, that does not work for everybody, because see, each, like you say that when you go for any horoscope making, each of your horoscope, the time, the date, everything is different. Is even from seconds to minutes. Each individual is born under different circumstances, so of course the remedy cannot be the same for everybody. You cannot tell anybody to wear diamond if you think that you need money. If somebody calls you up and says that I'm looking for a money remedy, generally what astrologers do, they say that okay, you wear this diamond, but that's not the way it is. It can be extremely dangerous if you wear a wrong gemstone which is highly activated and has been energized, and it does not suit you. It can give you really bad results. So then what is the theme? The theme is that first of all, if you go to the market and you buy any gemstone, I'm talking about any gemstone, okay, that is only a stone till the point you do not energize it or get it energized from a specialist who understand the theme behind gemstones and energizing them and activating it in a correct manner as per your individual chart and as per your individual problem that you're facing. Okay, now activation does not mean that in bulk it's happening for Scorpion sun signs and Gemini sun signs or moon signs or whatever it is. This is not the way it is going to happen. How is going to happen? How we activate gemstones, and I have mentioned on the site also that please read it extremely carefully, and if you do not understand a point, write a mail to us and try to understand, and do not spend any amount of money till the time logically you are not clear about that particular point. That is the kind of homework that I have done on the site, so that all you educated people understand the logic behind when you're spending your money and why you're spending your money. And especially I'm talking about the spiritual services, because there's a lot of confusion about spiritual services. Now coming back to the gemstone therapy that I was talking about. First of all, gemstones does wonders. They do wonders when it comes to health issues. Okay, if a correct gemstone is given to an individual who's actually going through tremendous, health hazards or health problems, and activated and energized spiritually. Now, that does not mean that if there is one particular mantra available for one particular gemstone, only that much, enchantings are done, maybe 1,000 times, or I don't know how many lakhs times, depending on the kind of sales techniques I see these days on the internet and on the televisions. That is not the way it's going to get activated. Trust me, it's not going to get that activated, and please don't fall for this. I'm repeatedly saying this to all of you. You have to get it energized. It's at least a 21 or 30 days of process, when individually on your name, typically seeing your situation, the kind of problem that you're going through, the kind of degree of energization, how much, it's something like how much voltage has to be given to you for the healing, whether that voltage can be accepted by your body, your chakras, your mind or not. That is again a very sensitive thing and something to be gauged correctly. So typically get gemstones, and I'm talking about gemstones which are real gemstones. That does not mean that if you do not have that kind of money to spend on gemstones, please do not take out your savings from the bank to spend on gemstones and take a risk, because I really don't know from where you're getting it energized, how the other person is energizing it for you. I'm not saying that we are the only genuine ones who are actually doing energization of the gemstones. I'm not commenting on anybody's work here, but I'm just trying to make you understand one point, that please don't take out your savings for buying one particular gemstones which come in lakhs. Don't do that, because if there is a specialist who advises you correct about it, he or she will tell you that there is something called as a substitute that can be used for the same function and for the same ingredients that you're looking for in a particular cure or in a remedy. So, but the idea is, the secret, the challenge is to energize that particular substitute also. So the theme is energizing it spiritually. That is the most important thing regarding gemstones when healing of gemstones is actually considered. And it's not that the moment you wear a diamond gemstone, because I hear this a lot, you wear a diamond gemstone and money will start pouring in. That's not the way it's going to happen. There are particular pujas, there's some kind of prayers attached to it. Homams are done, and homas are done, in fact, for that particular planet or that particular situation at that point of time, and that is linked with the gemstones. It's something to do with occult, it's something to do with mystical resources. Now that is something which is extremely secretive, that cannot be shared on YouTube right now, because those are very sacred and very secretive mantras that you have to enhance. And make sure that the gemstone is linked with those kind of powers that you give. Now these are of course spiritually energized positive vibrations that we activate on the gemstone, so that your body can grasp them once you wear that gemstone, and it does the transformation for you slowly and steadily. It does not happen in one night or in a week, at least 3 to 4 months. Any gemstone, whether it's a real gemstone or whether it's a substitute, takes. So settle down in your body, okay, in your system. So be ready for 3 to 4 months of patience level also. That is again very important, because out here people do not have any patience. The moment there is a remedy given to them, they simply want results. So that does not happen. Okay, but the idea out here is, please do not spend a whole amount of money for the real gemstones. A substitute can also do the same function for you, or the same effect for you, if spiritually they are energized. Okay, this is one health. Now while coming to your career, there are a lot of, whether it's career, whether it's health, whether it is any other relationship sector, anything, the idea, the theme is getting them spiritually energized in a correct manner, in a most sattvic tantra. Vibrations have to be given to that particular gemstone, which is linked with you and your aura, okay, so that the chakras can benefit out of it. And another very important thing, that if you're wearing something which is so sacred, which is energized in such a pure manner, I would advise you not to have alcohol, and I would advise you not to have non-veg. Now I understand this is a very tough thing for many of you, because most of you are under the influence of non-vegetarian food and alcohol, and that was a reason that in my first video I specified as to try to stay away from non-vegetarian food and alcohol. Okay, but however, if you cannot do, if you can actually not do this, the effects are not going to be that good. The kind of effects that you will get if you're not even actually eating non-veg or drinking alcohol, and keeping your intentions right, and not doing bad to people, keeping your karmas correct. So these are again a few of the factors which are linked with something which is highly energized in a high degree. Okay, so the answer is that gemstones definitely work, but please do not fall for these exploited ads that I see, and the false promises which so many other websites and so many other astrological specialists are making. No, the idea is that simply get it energized from the correct manner, from a correct resource. And please do not start wearing gemstones just like that, buying gemstones and wearing them, or just putting them in the temple for 2 days, 3 days, washing them with milk, and I don't know, I hear so many things. This is not the way to do it. It's better that you do not wear it. Okay, and it's not all the time that only through your planets and through your birth chart a particular gemstone can be given to you. No, that's not really correct, or that's not really true in all the times. However, there's so many other things linked with it, and follow them. And definitely gemstones work, but it works in a different manner for each individual. It's something like you're going for a weight loss program, for example, to the same dietitian. Your metabolism rate is different with another individual. The other individual's body type is different, so the same amount of diet or the same kind of diet cannot be given to two different bodies. Okay, similarly the same gemstone, if I say that somebody has to wear pearl gemstone, the gemstone is the same, but the kind of vibrations or the kind of energization, spiritual energization, needs to be inculcated in those two different the same pearls but in a different manner, does a lot of difference. Okay, depending on what your situation is and what kind of problem you're facing, and from how many years you're facing, and the kind of complication that you're facing. So gemstones definitely work, but please be aware, and do not disrespect gemstones. Do not make fun of them. They are highly useful resources. However, if you correctly use them, and you really know, the specialist really knows how to access the great medium of gemstones and the universal powers from it. So that's about it, and I will try to see you next week if possible. Otherwise, after Diwali I will be making up another video with another topic, and wait for that video. And that's about it. let's end this video now. Thank you very much. I'll see you very soon. Thank you.